I got her on.
NEXUS being live.
Nope.
Okay.
This is gonna be all of us right here. We're live. All right. Well, we'll begin. This is Nicole Allen. She's our project manager. Is that your official title?
Construction project manager.
Construction project manager, yeah. So she's in charge of all the day-to-day goings on here, and she's the one that goes and yells at people if we need them to be yelled at and all that. So, Breck Henderson.
Yep.
Okay. Breck is her number one man, and is in charge when she's not around. So.
You didn't want to say the way you did earlier.
No. No, it'd get me in trouble. Remember, this is being recorded too, so. All right.
Okay, well, I'll call our facilities committee meeting to order. And just so you two know, we don't run our facilities committee as a formal meeting. We just run it as a committee work session type talk session, so. But we do an agenda just so we have some sort of guideline to keep on track, so. Because, we don't vote, we just make recommendations is all, so that's really our role, so. Okay, I see, basically all we have on the agenda is the facilities project update, unless somebody has anything else specific they want to talk today, but I think that's the intent of our meeting, so.
Yeah, the intent is mainly get you guys up to speed with what we've been doing over the summer, and then answer questions you guys are bound to have, so.
Absolutely. So Nicole, then I'll turn it over to you and let you get us up to speed somewhat.
Okay, so I'm first gonna just kind of what we have done over the summer. Basically, as you guys seen, the drive aisle is the biggest change. I'm assuming you have on the east side. We added the exit sign. And then the playground and the track are kind of the biggest changes. The interior stuff, I don't think you can really tell too much. It's just all pre-work to get us ready for the big project that will start next summer, really. So really the remaining stuff that we have left to do is we had the storage tank removal that's down in the boiler room. They're working on that not as we speak, but right now during the week. And then they're gonna figure out after school hours to remove it. So they're breaking it down into smaller pieces and then they'll haul it out. And then for another interior item is a water softener and brine tank, getting that fully connected and then demoing the old ones. So that's really all that's left on the interior work. Exterior work, we got the playground. We had a lot of rain delays this year, so right now the plan is that the playground will start installed next week. The concrete sidewalk, and then there's like a concrete portion that the Gaga ball pit goes on. That's right north of the playground. Those will be installed next week, and then the asphalt for the basketball court will be installed next week as well. The striping of the track and long jump is planned for the week of 9/2. We were hoping to get it next week, and I mean, there might be a chance that it does still next week, but right now we're thinking 9/2, or that week, I should say. Restoration of the all around the track area and this playground area is going to start the week of 9/2. That's going to kind of carry on more than just that week, and then that's basically flattening it all out, getting it smooth, and then either seed or sod, depending on the location, on what it gets. The lighting on the football field, that is planned for next Thursday, 8/29. They are doing all the prep work for it right now, so it should be a simple, this big crane's gonna come in, hopefully not destroy too much, and it will lift everything into place that they've been prepping. So it should be the same day, done the same day.
Is it all actual lights themselves that are being replaced?
Yep. And then the gas line to the garage will be installed on 8/26. The only remaining item that we will have after this is the water meter, which this is on hold on the city of Olivia. We're waiting for them to get it so we can install it. It was ordered way back in May when contracts were done and everything, it's just delayed by the city. Right now, we're doing a bypass, so the water main that's coming in, that we can now disconnect. So the M&R paving, they're gonna call the city to find out ins and outs of that, if they want it actually totally taken out, or just we can abandon it there. And then from there, it's gonna have to be decided for the buses, because it will be right there where the road will have to be torn up, so we might have to reroute buses, or we'll have to plan it on
Be
the
over
weekend.
here.
Yep, right on the side, right north of the bus. That road, that part of the road right there, horrible spot, so.
There's only one water main to the whole school.
There's two,
There's two.
and so the one, that's what we're reconnecting to, and this other one will be removed.
Oh,
And it'll be a new meter and everything that will be attached to it.
so it'll be one eventually?
It will be one, yep.
Eventually,
Yep.
okay, all right,
This one is, I don't wanna say the original, but it's been there for a long time.
okay.
So that's kind of the update on what's left of this first bid pack. I'll go into the second bid pack and the third bid pack in a second. I did print up this change event log. And so these are all the change orders that we had occur on this project that you guys have.
This is for the second part of
This
the
is for
bid?
this bid
The
pack. There
first
is,
bid pack?
there is stuff on here that we have done though that now has been removed from the second bid pack. One quick example would be ceiling tiles that we installed in right by the commons area and by the locker rooms. We had to installed the new ceiling tiles and the new lights. So that is now removed from bid pack 2, that we won't have to do that. And in bid pack 2, what they'll do is just take out the ceiling tiles, white glove it, and then put them back once, all the work is done in that area. That's just one example. There's a few other in here as well that we've done that kind of is gonna take away stuff from the second bid pack.
Couple minor questions on your first thing here then. The tank removed, that old fuel oil tank then or something, or what was that fuel tank that's being removed?
That
from the
it's a
boiler?
storage tank, it's a water storage tank.
Oh, it was for,
We installed 2 new ones.
okay.
And so the old one, it's huge down in the boiler room, that's being removed. And now you have 2 normal size storage tanks
Storage for the boiler or for drinking water storage?
for
Boiler?
water,
Sorry, what kind?
for water.
Okay. I mean, for the drinking water or was it for the
Yes.
boiler? Drinking water?
And the water heater, right? It's for the water heater, right? Storage tank for the water heater.
Oh,
So 2 water heaters got installed and 2 storage tanks got installed.
okay.
And then up here, 2 softeners got installed and a brine tank.
So it's all part of the water softener, water heater tank stuff that was gone.
Mhm.
So these charges on this, are these overcharges that?
The ones in black are adds, the ones in red are deducts.
One more question out here then on the dirt work. We were talking about doing a bunch of tile or farmer tiling, drainage or whatever.
Yep, drain tile.
What all got done out here or where are we at with that?
The drain tile got done. Well, it's in the playground area, so
Okay,
it's going to be done. The piping is all there and everything, and then storm drains were done all along in there. So if you walked in that area, you would see the big storm drain.
okay.
But I think you're referring to the drainage from the roofs that we were concerned about.
Kind of the whole thing, yeah. There was that line, that last meeting we had, they were scoping, determining, that line that comes underneath the school.
Yep.
Uh,
That, I think, Randy, that'll come about when we put that addition on. I think that'll go out through the addition.
It'll get changed, you think?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
all right,
That's on the radar.
okay,
I mean, I know it is because we've,
all right.
so,
As I said, we did nothing with that in this bid
Just-
pack.
yeah. And then the drainage over here, did that go as far as the football field? Or did it stop with this playground?
It's right in the playground area.
Okay,
So it's a little to the east of where the basketball court is.
Okay.
And then it's a little bit to the west of the playground area, and then it goes, there's some on the south and the north.
So none of that's
There's-
gonna help the problem that we had over by this side of the track,
There's catch basins.
where the water would
by
always
the-
sit.
What would have been the fence over there, correct?
I don't know if those
Is there
are,
a gym?
I don't know existing if there is or not.
I don't know if there are catch basins there. No.
they drop some intakes. They got one intake. Okay, I
Okay.
farmed to. But they dropped an intake over there and then they dropped one down over on the other end. And then they got one up close. We can
We
walk
should walk
out.
out. And my thought is just
Yep.
before we
And
do
then-
any seating, maybe we should just take a quick look at that if it makes sense. Just a bunch of seepage lines through that area. Because west of the track was always wet, right?
Right.
Wet,
Right.
water,
It's-
log.
And that, we just thought that was part of the track issue with
Uh,
the water sitting there, of course,
It's easier to
frost
show.
heaving.
If
Yep.
you look on the TV here right now, this is standing by the ticket booth, kind of.
Yep,
So that's all,
east side.
yeah.
So when we
Oh,
did
okay.
some
So that's
sidewalk
west.
changes there, that is one of these change orders because the track was just going, the water would pool then onto the sidewalk. So we
So
did
now
do a
it'll
little,
be A
yep,
little higher than side,
Yep.
or go over.
yep, so it won't just all pool right there.
So
I mean,
that-
Where we're talking about, the drainage problem
It's
is
over
right there.
more there, right?
Between
Where we
the,
have our toilets.
right,
It was like that.
About right on the
Mud
top of
hole.
that fence.
both sides of the fence there, actually.
Yeah, we did not have that in scope for this. We just had the playground area that was in scope. And then this area here where you can see all the dirt and everything, that will be seeded there, but the playground area will get sod. Just so that kids can be on it a little quicker.
And the lighting will be ready for the football game on
Yep.
Friday.
We're making sure.
Will it be seated by the football game, football start?
We'll have it seeded, but you will not have grass yet.
Will they protect it somehow from
Oh, yeah.
fans walking through it? How do you protect the track in football games? Will they just one?
We're making some stanchions. I got Rob and I kind of put some stuff together. He's got some old disc blades. So it's gonna be like those red ones we used last year, the heavier ones. And we figured we'd put a loop on the top and then we'd run them down the sidewalk. We're gonna make like about, I don't know. I told Rob like 12 or 13 of them. If we need more, we have the material to make them. So, but we'll measure them out. So the ribbon will go along here and then we'll put a rope of some sort.
How about players and fans crossing the track, walking across the track?
You can walk across it. I mean, cleats, you shouldn't walk with cleats on, so.
They've got a covering they'll put down
Yep.
for
Oh.
football players.
Like they always have.
We got the plans.
And
that's-
whenever it gets striped, you can walk on it pretty quick after. So
It's like
if we,
24 hours.
well, he even said today right away, but I told him I'd like 24 hours before the first game.
So that's not the final grade of the track, is it?
No, this was, I took this picture maybe 3 weeks ago.
So maybe we don't mind before we leave, just do a quick walkthrough out there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, we can take a look at it.
it sure sucked to have water standing there yet.
Yeah.
When it wouldn't take much of a tile line just to loop through there quick and eliminate that. So,
Now would be the time to do it when we had the people here.
Right.
and before it's seated and sodded and
I mean, just one line in there would take care of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
Right, it's probably gonna be better anyway already because.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
But yeah, that was like standing water. That was my understanding. That was gonna be tiled right over there.
I thought it was
and that would get the moisture out from underneath the track.
helped, yeah.
So hopefully we don't have that.
the only thing I wanna throw out is if you add that now, it's gonna be pretty torn up for football. So is it something that could wait till like next summer to do it? Because I'm just worried about the mud pit that you guys might have over there because of it all being torn up with
Well-
football starting in.
Maybe
We could block all that off,
Lock the whole area to the fence.
block that whole area off. We're gonna have lighted playground over here where the little kids tend to play.
Well, depending on how long it takes to get the lights and everything, we have to find out still from
Oh, sure,
Sullivan Lighting.
Sure, but even if it's not, it's never been lit before anyway. But people can spread out over there if they need. We can block all of that off.
We might have to just relocate the.
Porta potties, yeah.
Could
Yeah,
you
we'll look
wait
at it.
till next year and see how it goes this year with the rain? I mean, maybe it would improve with all the other
With the
stuff.
stuff that did happen, we
Yeah,
had to
Can
do
you-
to see if it'll,
Danny, can you
Going
point to where they're
in-
talking, I didn't really see.
all along the fence.
Like
I mean-
all along that fence line right there?
right here.
both sides.
Because that's where everybody used to walk.
Yeah.
So maybe they won't walk there and it will be not that much of an issue, but I would assume
Maybe,
that's still where we're gonna put our porta potties.
maybe that's something to talk to Kevin about when they go to do their final grade. Because if they get the water on that side of that fence, the way that's sloped out there, it should take it. But the thing is, if we have to drop, we could plow a line. I
Right.
mean, if we need to. But we wouldn't do it now,
Mhm.
is what I'm saying, but we could do that.
In hindsight, it'd been nice to have just a little pad where we could have porta potties right along that sidewalk.
Had this on that side of the trees.
Well,
No,
just,
that would be an easier thing to add right now than tearing that all up to put drain
Well, what do you
tile
think
in.
about that?
Could you just put some extra dirt in there and so it's not down so deep?
Right.
Could you just level it out like
Even just
Or
like
even
a little
gravel?
bit more
Yeah.
fragile
Gravel or
scope instead of going like
rock.
this and over?
rock bed elevated a little bit.
Yeah.
Just getting all that sub moisture out would really help the track.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah,
That's my only reason for that is the tile.
I think we should look at it and
Just take-
decide if
yeah,
we're gonna do it this year, or next year. But
I'd like to see the rest of this stuff. anyway,
yeah, I would
so
too.
yeah, it's pretty cool. out there.
let's see it. On the weather for a while, so. Should we, so we don't get too goofed up, should we finish up this first stage?
Yep.
Do that walk and then come back and go, that makes sense?
Yeah, that
Okay.
works for you.
All right, sure, thanks.
I don't know if you guys want me to go in detail on these change orders, or if you just want to glance and ask questions, and you guys let me know.
For the sake of the video, I don't have any way to pause this while we're recording it. Could we do that at the end?
Sure.
Because otherwise, I gotta restart it, which is a pain, or I have to just have 15, 20 minutes, half hour of dead time.
No, I'm fine with that, I wasn't thinking about
Yeah.
that, so.
What was the difference in the electrical lighting? What made that jump so much?
On the, I think she's probably talking about the
Playground light.
36,000, yeah, so that was
Yeah.
actually not part of the project. We're gonna be paying that for that separately out of the general fund.
Yep.
So
So technically, it's gonna be removed from here. we left it on here to talk about it.
Yeah.
And we actually, reached out to the local, is it Valley Electric first?
Valley Electric, they couldn't put a quote in, but a bid in, but
Sullivan Electric.
Sullivan Electric.
Oh.
They actually won the bid.
Yep, they were like, I think it was $1,600 cheaper than Lake Town, so they're gonna be doing the install.
So that's coming out of the general fund.
Yep, so it won't be on here. I just wanted to leave it in here so we could talk about it.
So is that something that was board approved? That Or how do you
Remember any
No,
of that?
no, we didn't, no, we never talked about it.
Shouldn't we usually do that?
I'm sorry, was that line 31, the first one, or the bigger one?
25.
25, the big dollar amount. So with that, we're within $8,000, huh? Roughly. 37.
So what
If
sparked
you
this?
take that out, we're about $7,000 over.
No, because it
No.
will be added to that. That right now, it's saying that your remaining budget is 44,000. Yeah, so then you're gonna go up, you add that,
80,000.
to the 44,000.
so right now you're,
Oh, the 44 is a positive?
you're under budget right
Oh,
now.
got it. Okay. Is that parentheses versus negative? Yeah, I got it.
So the bleacher removal, is that Rhode Island
So there's a couple,
on the
there's,
back page?
yep, so it is Bird Island, south side, and then Bird Island, north side. So the north side was done already, the south side's gonna be done in October.
So this is over what we budgeted for when you show this in, or is this what we did budget for?
We had an allowance for it.
Okay, and what was
And
that?
the allowance was, I think, 30,000, so it ended up being under that. And then there was another allowance for, let me find it in here. Line number 8. That's for the mezzanine seats to be demoed out, and then the south gym bleachers to be removed,
Did you say line number 8?
or it says number 8.
It's on the bottom of the front page.
They're not in order.
Oh, I
Project number
see,
8 or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Sort of in
Okay.
I'm like, they're in order, there's just, I deleted some that were voided.
That's fine.
So that one, there is still $17,000 left in there for that budget. It was an allowance. And that one, I've left the allowance in place because if we remove those elementary bleachers and we have some painting that has to happen when the new ones are put in,
Okay.
if there's different sizes and stuff. So I haven't taken out that allowance yet.
So what kind of lighting are they gonna put out here in the playground? Like, right, this one right here?
Yeah, there'll be 6 posts, 6 light
Is it
poles.
6 or 4?
I think
The
it's more
picture
than
you
that.
sent me, I thought it was 4, but the picture you sent me said 6. Showed 6.
I don't know if you can pull it up.
I'll try to find it here.
LED lights.
Yeah.
And then there'll be future conduit for a camera to add out there, if we wanna add a security camera. So they'll add a conduit and a filter into that.
Okay.
And they already, so one of these line items,
And these will dim and even go off, I believe, at night.
yep, you can program them, yep.
Oh, so you can shut them off
Right here,
after a certain time.
18. The plan was just to bring conduit out to there for the playground lights. So that was line 18, which is $5,000. And then Jim asked, can we do the playground lights now? And stuff, so.
So the playground lights, usually we don't need them at night, so the purpose of having the lights there, because school's not, I mean, it's usually during the day, so the purpose of having lights is we're gonna leave that open for, in the evenings,
Later in the
for
evenings,
later
yeah.
in the evenings.
Yeah.
So like 7:30, 8 o'clock, kids can come.
like a
And like some of the later
Park,
football games,
okay.
it's dark.
Yep, no, right.
Yeah.
No,
Or
And that was the
wintertime,
original
it's-
thought was
So
during
you-
football.
during football, because a lot of kids do.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
I know.
It's a zoo over there.
There's more problems that happen at a football game right over here than anywhere else.
There are 6 lights.
Which is kind of nice to have it like
I think they're
later.
So what was
That
the
makes it-
budget for the playground?
I know.
I don't know what it was budgeted
Yeah,
for.
'cause
I can pull it up.
Was the
Report back to
playground
you
part
guys.
of the whole
Absolutely, that
whole
makes-
project, or was that different fund?
The playground came out of that was part of the project.
Yep.
yeah.
The referendum. I just don't know what the actual budget
It was like
was for it.
everything out here, I think was like
$8,000.
800,000.
I was like, definitely not 8,000.
Well, I was like, that can't be. true.
No.
That's one pole.
I can find out what the budget was if you want to know.
8, like before we started doing this, 8 would have been like 800 in my world, but yeah, those numbers got big.
Any other, I guess the big thing that I just will note is when we take out this 36,000, there is really 77, 70, 80,000 dollars that's left of this bid pack, which then just will be kind of shuffled to the next bid pack. Unless we add more stuff.
Got it.
So the stage lighting power in Bird Island, was that something extra that we didn't know going in? Maybe a little
I
extra?
think our project designers knew about it, I did not have the information, so it was not included. Monkey Wrench did not have it in when we went out to bid.
Yeah.
We didn't have that in for Lake Town to bid.
Okay,
And the other thing that also I will note is that the bleachers on the north side are power ones that will power out and then you can move them so they can go in front of the stage.
So just the north side?
Just the north side. The south side are fixed.
Okay.
That needs a twist lock, electrical installed, so I do have to get the number from Lake Town on that. And I was planning to just have them install it whenever they can, since they're still here. And then the bleachers won't be installed till,
The power is
Late
there
November.
already, it just needs.
there is power there, but
Okay.
it's not the right voltage.
Oh,
But hopefully they can utilize and then move it over as well. Because right now it's in the middle of that wall and we need to have it more to the left.
Because when are they starting the flooring in Bird Island?
October 7th, I think 7th
There's
is.
6, one of those is the last day of the musical and one of them.
Yeah, whatever that Monday is, I believe it's the 7th. They're planning to start demoing the bleachers on the south side. And then the following week, they'll go in and start demoing all of the wood and everything. We tested it for asbestos. There's no asbestos, so that's great news. It will take them 6 weeks to install, do the staining, do the striping, so forth, which I sent over about, Derek wanted to put the logo, a bigger logo in, and it's
Yeah.
$2,100
Yeah,
extra dollars, so I need to know on that too.
I know.
So
It was
ultimately,
like $2,500
everything will be done
for
by
a bigger logo.
12/6, I believe it is.
And
Just
just
Everything
12/6
by
is the
12/6.
next event that
Which is
need to be done.
bigger?
Oh, it's considerably
And-
bigger, but
11/22, which is.
How big is the
Thanksgiving?
The what?
11/22, I believe
I
that's
would have to show
Thanksgiving
you the
week.
pictures.
Monkey Wrench will come in and install the soft goods,
I want to
So
say
the
it would fit
curtains and
inside
everything.
this circle here,
right?
and then it would be, oh, the logo as it is right now, would it fit inside this square?
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
not
I
big
feel
enough?
like it's even smaller than this, but it's pretty small.
yeah, and so this
Oh,
would be more
inside this
like
one.
Would that be,
diameter of the table.
Yeah.
where is that gonna be located?
Bird Island.
In the
Where
center
in
of
the
the,
gym?
in the center.
Center of the.
Center of the
floor.
Yep.
Seems small.
Seems like.
Seems small what it is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the question is it worth $2,500?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So you're approving the bigger one or?
I don't know. What do you think? It's a lot of money to have a larger face on the floor.
How big was the one? Did we have one there before?
Yeah, it's small. I can find out, like, it's going from 20 square feet to 50 square feet. I can find that out.
Okay.
Just tell them what they're
What did
saying.
we have there now? I don't know. Do we have anything there now on the old one?
Yeah, there's something out there, I think. Isn't there a logo out in the middle of that floor? Nothing? I
No,
can't
there's
picture it.
not.
And I'm never up in the bleachers.
This
so-
is
I mean, I can
This
dig
is
through my
kinda saying the
photos if
logo's
you
not too
want.
important.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's there.
To me, I think we could spend our money wisely somewhere else.
That's kind of,
Because none of us really know what it is right now, so.
I know the new plan has a smaller logo in the middle and then the sides say Warriors. But
I can
everyone
email
needs to
that
see
out
it.
so you can take a look at it and weigh in. But
I guess I'd like to see what the logo size we got on there now, and if that was sufficient, why?
Yeah, go before, this is what you're looking at.
I mean, there's no doubt it would be nicer. There's no doubt. But like you say, is that I can't.
Do you want me to dig for, I know I have a picture, I just will have to dig for it if you want me to.
I don't,
I mean, I can give him the thing and he can dig for the computer if you want.
I'd like to see it, I
But
guess.
it's well, then it would be done right now, I
Yeah.
guess. Huh?
So I had somebody ask me today, are we doing the gym floor in Olivia?
That's going to be an alternate bid.
Mhm.
So
But like the,
so right now, no, it's not
so
part
it's like
of the
the third and fourth one, right?
I can tell you. I'm gonna send it
So
here.
it's no.
Because we put the bathrooms at 1 and 2.
Bathroom is one.
Which
Well, there was
bathroom?
2 different bathrooms we were
I
talking
was gonna
about.
say, which
The
bathroom?
concessions bathroom,
So here.
On the north
Yeah.
side of the.
and then the other concession bathroom is.
Bird Island 2.
Bird Island.
So it's toilet in the room, Olivia, gym floor is the second one. The third one is the parking over here.
Okay.
The fourth one is the concessions remodel here. And then the fifth one is the group toilet, room remodel.
The what?
For Bird Island.
Making it a group toilet, so it all becomes, it's either man or woman
Which one?
bathrooms
Which one are we talking?
in Bird Island.
Okay.
So those are getting a smaller remodel right now, and then so existing toilets at Bird Island to be remodeled on a deck, for ADA. there's
So
a
is
few other
that-
things. And then the alternate 5 is to make them a group toilet room remodel, to make it 6-7 toilets.
So do we have a remodel? Or is it an alternate for Bird Island?
There is a small remodel to make it ADA.
Okay.
That's it at Bird Island, and probably some lipstick. That's about it. Just minor stuff. You have a bigger remodel there, and that's alternate 5.
That's alternate. Well, I thought we talked about moving that up to 1 or 2.
The Bird
We
Island.
thought that was, well,
We have an
both of
addendum
them.
going out, so let me know if it needs to be changed.
I'm a pretty strong believer too. I think the bathrooms at both
Are
locations need to be 1 and
top
2,
ones.
and
Absolutely.
I mean, the
Just-
extra bathrooms you're talking.
Not extra, but bring them up.
Just that
to
they're, because
remodel.
there was nothing, for this Olivia bathroom up here, nothing was gonna be touched there. And Bird Island was just a slate, so
A
that kind
little
of
makeup.
threw some flags up here saying, all right, those have to be done, because first thing the public sees when they come in, they're gonna be those.
Especially if we're gonna have our main basketball and boys and girls are gonna be in Bird Island.
I would probably even put that higher than.
That should be number 1, and number 2 should be the one here.
I think so,
That's mine.
because we have other new ones here to use, so Bird Island, I think, should be completely remodeled, number 1.
Absolutely.
So
We talked about this, and I thought that was.
which
we thought-
bathrooms are getting upgraded, are you talking?
Well, so far, well, almost every bathroom in here will be remodeled, right, to some, or new, other than the old one in Olivia by the cafeteria up here, that really, or by the.
Yeah,
By the gym.
section.
Yeah, by the
There was
little-
nothing being done in there.
okay.
And on Bird Island, as you said, was just light.
ADA, really ADA stuff, walls painted, new ceiling, new door and hardware.
Okay.
So do we have an idea what kind of numbers?
And
on any of
Olivia?
those Alternates?
Down by the main
Or does it
gym?
have to be bid?
Right.
What's happening there?
So that's what Randy's saying. Initially, there was nothing scheduled for it, but I think it was our last.
For
time.
that one bathroom.
For that. But you gotta remember, we're gonna have another bathroom now that's gonna be used by the new concession area. It's gonna be remodeled.
So everybody's nobody's
It's not new.
gonna
but it's
enter
be
it from
One that they'll use.
north side of the gym. All the entry is to the gym is gonna be through kind of by where the main office door is now.
Okay.
This won't be the maintenance.
Okay, and there'll be a bathroom,
So
Most
it's
of
the
the public
bathroom
will
over
use
here
that.
that we're talking about, the old ones.
right?
That there was no dollars allotted for it. But then
Where's
it's,
the new
uh,
ones?
They're not new, they're just gonna be opened up that's the public's gonna be using those. Because the concessions are gonna be out there also in that area, we know with the new,
is that over by the
In this
kitchen?
commons
Is that where
area.
that was?
You're
yeah, the
talking
commons area.
up over here.
Yeah.
But there'll be new bathrooms.
By the front
down the
entrance.
hallway too.
Down the hall, yeah, well,
In the orange area.
remodeled, yep.
You don't have orange area, sorry, right here. There'll be new.
Bathrooms right here.
Bathrooms right in here somewhere, yeah.
So when they're
What she means.
on the
So
court,
right-
they gotta come down over here to the bathroom.
And I think that was the plan, was that they could utilize those ones, but those are the ones that they're talking about, they want to have.
I don't think it's on here.
But,
But,
Yeah.
so there's the existing bathrooms are like, you know,
That's what I was gonna say.
the lobby is here, concessions is like
We've had so
here.
many complaints.
Here's your girls and boys bathrooms here,
Oh, there's.
the hallways are.
Well,
They were talking
about
One
Yeah.
of
There's
the
bathrooms over here, like a closet room or something like that. We're talking about redoing that into a,
And right
Like a
there,
family
gym.
type.
That's the
Oh,
first place they're gonna
that's
go, is right out the door.
Yeah.
Closest.
I've
Then I
told
get
Brian,
drive
I've
over
never
here
heard it
and
called
just-
a common
Right.
bathroom.
They're right there.
Here.
I
thought it
was
was
most of the traffic.
something they wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's dollars for square people.
No.
But,
So it's these two right here.
I still don't care for
no,
those.
that'll- well, they're actually gonna be redoing or
I
potentially.
put them under where we got
concessions.
Right there.
for supervision,
And I think one is not,
when stuff
one
happens,
of
in the
those
bathroom,
entrances
if you just have one person
is
using it.
closed off.
Oh, that type of, right, okay.
Like that.
If you and I are kids,
Still
we
would
would
be
be
nice.
gonna try to
Instigate
something, yeah, and impress you or, you know, whatever, but, you know, by myself, that's boring.
By common, I'm thinking, I've been in some bathrooms where you walk in, there's stalls, but they're either or. So you may be
This is
sitting
old
right
view.
Oh, and you can
That's-
have,
But the stalls go all the way to
Do we
the
need-
ground,
this
but the
would be,
sinks and everything are common.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
But
So they're only gonna
we
have,
can't do that anyway, so.
they're gonna have only like toilets in there, so they're not gonna have.
In where?
in that common room, where guys or girls can both go
It
in
would be
there.
like a family bathroom.
I don't have any of Rhode Island.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like for a changing room.
Changing room.
You don't have
Another
one?
spot.
That I understand. I mean, that would
Oh,
be nice
picture
to
of
have that if it's not a.
Rhode
big deal,
Island, I
it
put some
across the hall.
slides together
Yeah.
for the flooring people.
Oh.
I think I do actually have.
But that'll only have a couple of stalls.
That'd just be one.
Just one.
One.
just for-
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Typically, they'll have like a toilet and a urinal.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be up
So,
by,
so, you know, parents can take a kid
Yeah,
in
the kids
there.
in there.
but that one's up by receiving, isn't it? Isn't that the one up that corner by receiving?
No, we're talking Rhode Island.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were, oh, yeah. I thought we were talking about the one over,
No,
like a year.
there's a bunch of conversations on that.
Okay.
It's very tiny. So I think it's the same one that is what's planned, same size, except it's not gonna say Warriors there. I believe the Warriors is on the side.
Do you wanna show the proposal that you emailed? It's,
And actually in the middle, it just says bold. Currently.
I thought it just said.
Okay.
That's
And
here.
then let me see if I can find that.
What was the, on the alternate for the gym floor here, is that, what was the scope of that project? Or
replacing the floor.
is a whole floor replacement?
Yeah. The problem we're having here is the volleyball, what else is it? Girls basketball. They feel it in their knees when they're, in their shins when they're running on that. It's basically cement wood on top of it. Sure. So,
So what will they eventually do there? In that one? Put some kind of
well,
cushion, something underneath?
that's one of the alternate bids that we're asking for, yeah.
Right, and I'm
How would they-
asking,
how would
what,
they-
what's the
how would they
alternate
fix
bid? What
How would
is,
they
what is
fix
on
it?
that flooring?
What do they do
What kind
under
of-
the
I
floor?
don't know. You could,
Kind of, some kind of push?
For, I don't know if I have in here what it says.
Just curious though,
Um,
just generally, have you seen where they've done that to give the floor more cushion?
I have not. I mean, it's usually an underlayment that's put down,
Under the
protect it
wood or
from
something?
water and plywood, and then the actual wood floor.
and that adds like a cushion.
Have you seen that, Denny?
Some sort of an elastomer?
I know,
It's kind of like, in my mind, if you took springs, like in your mattress, okay, bent them around, the bars come up, and that's what the wood is fastened to, and that's what gives you your give. Where here, this one is, there's no give. I mean, it just, it's war.
yeah, you are also like down to your last sanding on it, and I
Right.
mean,
Over.
they're totally different wood now used as well.
Well, that's a different point too, then. If we're already at the point where we can't sand it, or,
Here, we could maybe go one more time and that would be it.
That's
You
what
wouldn't
they
want to
told
go
me.
anymore.
And that would get us how many years?
Hmm?
If we sand it, how many years is it good after sanding?
Depends on, like, we didn't do the floor this year because of everything going on. but
Yep.
We go in there basically and all we do is take a red pad like you would a car to paint it. Okay, when those guys come in, they barrel sand that. So you're talking one more time, they're probably taking 1/4 inch off to 1/8, guessing. And then that strips it down. The last time we did it was 3 years ago, I believe, 4 years ago. So the guy said, yeah, but that's generally don't go down that far. You generally
But so
replace it.
when
before
you
go
do
to-
that barrel sanding, between sandings, how many is it?
Like 5
5
years,
years?
7 years. I mean, you know, it depends on the usage. I mean,
So we still
So-
could get 5 years out of it.
we get a lot of street use here, where hopefully over there we don't now, which prolongs it. But I would think with that floor being new over there, it's gonna get,
so Denny, it was done 3 years ago, roughly 6, 7 years. So we have another 3 years and we think we can do another sanding, or we know we can do another sanding?
they're guessing we can do another sanding. He didn't take a depth test on it, he didn't.
Sure.
We're not, And that's where some of the confusion came in when they said whose floor is the worst. Rhode Island is definitely worse, but this floor is not, here is not very far behind.
You turn it this way with it.
That comes not,
Our big one is massive.
So this.
it doesn't come to the floor depth of the wood. It comes to the,
Subsurf of that.
right.
So is
You're-
that on a
you're-
spacing underneath there then?
Yeah, they got a sound deadening, and then it's kind of like a rail, flexible rail underneath there.
Huh.
And then that's what, when we run a lift over, we're real careful with it, that, I mean,
So you can see it?
oh yeah, you can.
Isn't there one in between there?
I didn't know that. I just always figured it was a flat membrane and wood, but it's actually,
It's probably sets off, oh, probably about that far. Originally, it was probably a little bit more.
it was like the springs on your car are shot. and now
Same
it's sitting
thing.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
You don't have one in between those two?
That's what she was just saying too.
Because to me, the one,
Well, I was just saying, like, what about even like filling the, just in the circle, like filling that out more, but don't go outside the circle like this one is.
That one's kind of huge and it's almost looks gaudy.
I think it's too big.
Yeah.
I can find out middle of the road if you guys want.
I don't
The
like,
first one's the
I'd
width
find
of the
it the
lane,
small one.
so that's pretty big.
yeah, that's
First
pretty
one,
big.
I mean,
It's the width of the lane.
That's
so-
the proposed larger.
Right. Even if you
This is
put
the
just,
larger one, that's the original.
even if you just put bold letters on the sides, you know, so you, on facing the bleachers, you know, that would
You
make
could
it
put it
sound.
both ways, you could do it that way and that way.
I personally like the smaller one
I
myself.
do too.
The first one,
I
that second
wouldn't
one's
waste
too
the
big.
money,
That's big.
honestly.
Sounds like smaller.
It looks cool, but
Sounds like smaller wins.
I know, that's what I like.
I like not spending.
Okay.
So going back to the bathrooms
Yeah,
in Bird Island. So right now, Bird Island just has that light, basically paint, door, ceiling tile.
Which
ADA
doesn't-
adjustments.
ADA adjustments is what, handles and stuff?
Transfers, like, and do the door ramps if needed.
It could be a bunch of stuff. I mean, ADA could go, I mean, it could be the height of the toilets that you have, like the distance from the partitions. I mean, it could
are
be,
the door openings even large enough for
Not-
ADA?
Not currently.
yeah, you have new
Okay.
doors.
So that is gonna happen.
That is in the base bid right now.
I guess it's,
For a complete,
You're not keeping them.
for
all.
like, otherwise to do it complete, well, yeah, so you're already getting
Yeah.
fixtures. So fixtures are in there,
All new toilet fixtures.
sinks, all that stuff.
so,
Yeah, toilet fixtures removed and a
I
new.
think you'd almost
Uh,
have to.
I would think that they would have to too, but
I-
it doesn't list
I don't
that
know
in
what the
here.
itemized is, but I mean,
For that.
I guess it'd be nice to know what the
I can pull up the plans.
scope actually is of the refresh, if you want to call it. 'Cause
refresh, that's what they call it.
If they wind up having to put new toilets in, there winds up being new urinals, whatever, and it has to be ADA compliant, what's left to do?
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
That's what I'm wondering, what's
Certainly
the
doesn't
other
need to
one
be
gonna give
remodeled,
us?
If it looks like new,
Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't mean.
I was first under
There's
the
some
impression.
drainage
that-
issues over there that I don't think are currently addressed by this, right, Denny?
on the, over in Bird Island,
Bird Island.
I can almost guarantee you there is.
In the bathroom area, you mean? or-
How so?
It's the drain piping. I mean, but
Like the one that was redone down here.
yeah, kind of the same thing.
So
I
just,
mean, same year, same era. I mean, you know, if you think about it, it's gonna happen.
that's
Basically what I'm
Well, it
saying.
should be done now if. we're going
Right,
to.
if we're gonna do it.
Yeah, it'd be dumb to do everything on top and not have the tile,
I mean.
not have the outlet.
then have to tear it all up again anyway.
But is that something that could be scoped to see what the situation
Right,
is?
that's what I was gonna say. I would push for them to scope those lines, see where we're at. You know, we thought the main coming down here or in the kitchen was so bad. Well, when we got into it, it didn't look that bad. I mean, you know, and then ag hallway, kind of the same thing. We got a little funky spot, but I mean,
The rest,
But I know the urinal side, that's gonna take a little more work because that's rusted, it's,
And then at that point, you're probably floors and everything, right? I mean,
I would, I mean,
Are you talking about Island or are you talking here?
here is, that's
Definitely a
bad.
pipe issue.
I'm trying to get connected to the internet,
So-
for some reason it's not. It says I'm connected, but it's not
It's,
connecting me.
so I guess I think that's pretty important before we do anything else there. Although we
I tend to agree
go about
because,
getting that done.
I mean, if we look at those as the first two alternates and then the floor after that. Because if we still potentially have 10 years in floor, it takes us down the road a little ways, other than the safety aspect.
There's that. That's what I'm
the-
concerned.
That's the other aspect that,
But if we can have those lines scoped over there and they're fine,
yeah, if they're not bad, then we
then
can
I'm
say
fine
that.
with the refresh.
But Denny, this bathroom over here, there's really no refresh for that, right?
I don't think so.
Not the lines that are there.
I think over here, you're gonna end up going all the way out to the main with it. That would be the best. In
With
my
that,
mind, the
with the
best
old
solution.
north bathroom
Yeah.
up here, that would just go straight north.
Because, well, for one thing, the urinals in there, stupid, you guys are gonna think I'm nuts. You walk up to a urinal, there's now water, if you can't see water down the trap,
That like random.
you,
Oh, it's leaking.
I mean, you either got a hole in there or you got a leak in that pipe running to the main. And, I mean, like the bathrooms by my office there, I'll guarantee you there are two of them. I mean, that are, one every once in a while holds water, but you go down by the gym down there and I can almost guarantee out of the 3 urinals there that 2 of them are rotted. So, and that's the main reason why they don't put them in the floor anymore, because they never dry, they never. But, yeah,
All right.
it's a big decision, I know it is, but I mean, if we're going to all this work, guys, I mean, I don't know.
My opinion is still they should be our top two. Get them up that they're both working.
So Bird Island move
The one,
to
Well-
1 and Olivia moved to 2?
yes,
But that's assuming,
Rhode Island needs it. I mean, we want to scope, right? We want to
Exactly.
scope the lines,
Yeah.
make sure we
Yeah.
that needs to be updated.
Does that make sense, Nicole, to make sure everything underneath and in the walls and all that is good before
Yeah.
we do anything in there?
I'm trying to get the plans open here, guys, to
Okay.
like see what it says, but for some reason it's not connecting me.
Because I know before, we always said it's getting lipstick put on top of it is all.
Right.
Which, well, I hate to spend any money and then, right, next year we rip up the damn wall or something, so. Because, I mean, all of a sudden, most of the basketball games, they think boys and girls will both want to play basketball on Rhode Island.
Oh, they're doing girls over there too then?
That's what they want to do, yeah.
Oh, really?
And then all of a sudden, if you do have the stage or play and
They're gonna have to play
the
there.
bathroom, and that's the only bathroom there that they're gonna have to use.
Right.
Yeah.
Where here they have other options, so I think that's gotta be nice.
That's gotta be number one. It's
What
gotta
are
Oh, I
they
do.
gonna do in the gym over here then?
Green.
you still have
volleyball.
Wrestling, and practices, there'll still be basketball practices.
And I think it's important to remember too, which let's say, you kind of forget about is FIAD.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Gyms are used, everybody, thinks these gyms are all extracurricular, it's like,
No,
no,
they're classrooms.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was gonna go, you got a lot of kids that are going through there.
yeah.
That would be my recommendation. That the bathrooms are number 1 and 2.
But, and especially since the last time we met, we did
That's what I'm saying.
decide that the girls would be probably playing over there, so.
It has a call out for new plumbing pipe going to the,
Is that's over for that.
yep,
That's kind of, I
Like
was
what?
gonna say that.
that's part
I
of the
thought I'd
base bid
seen-
is,
new plumbing.
No, well then,
Well, then,
So what else would be left in there
Yeah,
then, other than?
and it looks like it's new toilets. New sinks.
So it's really getting upgraded.
And then if it's ADA compliant, I mean, really, what else is to be done?
I think the bigger remodel is actually a bigger bathroom in general.
Bigger bathrooms that. I suppose like the
Yeah.
play is more important. I suppose halftime stuff, so everything's.
Well, one thing during
Yeah,
the play though,
bathroom.
they can use
It's-
locker rooms. I'm
So
sure,
the alternate is,
For like the play.
it's going to a lot bigger bathroom.
You're
It's going
expanding
from,
it,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's moving locations to across the hall and you're getting 3 sinks, getting 4 stalls, a lot bigger bathroom.
Do you wanna airplay that to the TV?
I'm like, that's his phone.
How many stalls are in there now?
It will be 3.
There is 3?
Yep, but the 4, I mean, it's a lot
Wanna text it to
roomier
me?
going with the
I'm
bigger
around
remodel.
now. I should be able to do it.
You are.
You don't have a number on that, Nicole?
No, bids aren't due back till September 10th.
And that'll have both options on there then?
Yep.
What's the code for it?
Oh, he doesn't.
ATV? Is the
Nope.
the liner? Liner.
Send it.
So this was basically right here. This is the base bid.
Can you turn your phone sideways?
Yeah, make sure I don't.
Wasn't sure if I would do that or not.
So this is existing or?
That's the base bid.
This would be the upgrade, or just the.
We're just striking out.
I
I asked Jim a million times, what do I need to have?
So.
So that's
the
basement.
hallway.
This is, so concessions, gym,
There.
so it's right where they currently are.
No expansion whatsoever, just.
I think it's
refreshing.
going, it's taking over a janitor's closet that's, I believe, right over here.
I remember. Yeah.
So this is what's in the project.
This is what's in the project, and then you wanna scroll over. This is, so that's where you're existing. And it looks like you're gonna keep those, actually, and you're gonna add this bigger bathroom as well.
Seems like a lot. doesn't it?
I have no idea.
Well,
I mean, are the back, do they need to be?
I think about things like the Tim Orth.
Right.
Or the girls used to have the dance team competition there. And you'd go in there and it was just lines of people.
I think of during a competition, like a basketball game,
Yeah.
because that's your competition gym, right?
Yeah.
That's where it would be.
Yeah.
Like, it would be,
Like you said, the Tim Orth is huge.
Well,
The
like,
play is big.
the thing is, we already have the refresh in there. Let's just see what the bid comes in.
Right.
And
so
then decide
leave it
if
in the
it-
same order?
Well, I guess,
I'd like to
can we evaluate the order after we see the bids?
I mean, you guys could, yeah, you could easily just say, hey, we're gonna
As
go
long
with
as we-
1
We
and
could
5.
decide number 5 is the
Yeah.
best deal, so.
Yeah, you
Well,
only
that's-
wanna do that, it's your
Definitely, yeah.
choice.
Yeah, so I'd say let's get a bid on it and see how it compares to the base and.
Do you want to plug it in to the USB-C?
I agree.
I
with
agree.
I don't think.
So we'll leave the order, but before, obviously, we'll meet after the bids come in and then we can see if there's any options, maybe there won't be anything.
Well, so the
Yeah,
bids
maybe
are,
we'll-
I don't remember if we said that they're coming in on the 10th, September 10th. We'll be taking them at, we don't have enough room here. So we'll be happening at Max's Grill.
First time ever we've done a bar restaurant for bid opening.
So what do you
You
do?
guys make the history book.
They come in here and a bunch of people sit and watch. And some of us sit up here and look smart while Todd, I assume Todd, opens up
I'm sure Todd will come for it.
opens up the bids and reads off this company, this is how much they're proposing for.
Work scope,
Yes.
whatever work scope they
Yeah,
are.
they make sure that they've met all of the,
They have a bond, can't remember what the other thing is.
Yeah,
Bond is the most important, that their bond is included. And he just reads out basically, we go by work scope. So we'll start, first will be, just Bird Island demo only. And it'll read out all the bids that we received for that. Like, so-and-so company for $1 million. Bond is here. I think it's insured too. I'm not positive on
You
that.
gotta have both.
So you go through each of those individually,
Yep.
like
Write them down.
detail before you get here to bring it to us.
No,
No,
this is
we-
live.
We have to open them there.
Yeah.
We can't look at them.
So anybody can come. If you want to come and watch it, you can.
Okay, but then after that, you're gonna go through them in detail to make sure everything you've asked for is.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, but they're kind of doing
And
that.
somehow before the
on the
board
fly.
meeting on the 30th.
okay.
Do the bidders usually come to? If they have
Some are
questions?
sent beforehand. So if they're sent beforehand, they go to Gem.
Okay.
And they're not supposed to open it, but on the envelope, it's supposed to say like work scope 1 or work
Okay.
scope whatever.
But I mean, representatives from the companies,
Yeah.
do they come to that?
Yeah.
It's up to them if they want to.
They can or can't,
There is
okay.
some that stay, and then there's some that, here's my bid. And they literally show up like a minute before.
Like 9:59.
So like, we don't decide that night which one we're going to.
No.
Oh,
It's just proof that,
that we have done it legitimately.
Yeah.
I don't either decide. Nobody decides that night.
I know, because the thing that I've found is people will give them a scope and they give you a low bid, but they forgot this, this, and
Yeah.
this.
But if it's actually in the plans and it states it, I mean,
No,
you should
correct.
be like, hey, this says it. Sorry, you missed it, you know? But yes, so let's just say we do go through and discuss it with them and they say that they missed X, Y, Z, then their bid is technically pulled.
Yeah.
And so then you go to the next
Because
person
we have to assess the lowest bid.
in Minnesota, yeah.
Lowest qualified.
Yeah, it has to be qualified, I mean, so that's where it's, do you have X, Y, Z in it? No, because it was, site work for
Yeah.
bid pack 1, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have they missed a bunch of stuff, so we had to go to the next one.
So now, as far as bids go, is that through all of the projects from beginning all the way to the finish?
Do you want to read through what the bid packs are?
Well, so there's 2 bid packs. There's bid pack 2, which is basically on the board behind you guys, or next to you guys. That is bid pack 2, and Bird Island is a part of it as well. And then bid pack 3 is just building envelope, so that's the pool, the walls in the pool, and then the windows down in this wing, basically. Change out of the wings. There's multiple phases for all of it all together, because it will all happen around the same time frame, let's just say. And it's over starting, hopefully this fall. We can start with the storm shelter. It all depends on when we get our permit approved from the state. But so in the orange over there, I mean, I can do Vanna White if you want.
Do it.
And here, I got my cheat sheet here too. I brought everything. So the plan is in November, we're gonna start with the pool walls, the pool locker room, it's not highlighted here, which pool locker room is technically bid pack 2, pool walls are bid pack 3. Try to keep up here, it gets confusing. And then we'd also start with the storm shelter area. That's pending that we have, all the bids come in, we meet budget, we get our permit, so forth. Then the pool walls should be done late winter, let's just say, February, March. This will continue. Right now, we have it till right before school starts, the following school year, so next school year. Then down here, this is the district office portion plus 2 classrooms. We plan to have that start in March-ish. We're gonna kick them out. They're gonna have to go in a trailer. Jim keeps coming out, checking out our trailer. He's liking it. Amy, Nancy, not so much. But that plan is that we'd start there in March. We have down that it would go till right before school starts as well, but I think that portion possibly could be done even sooner. The windows will not be done. That would be part of this gray area, just the windows. Let's see. Then going from there, we're going to zone 4, which would be the big demo. We will have to shut down the upstairs. And then we have to shut down these locker rooms because we're tearing out the roof and tying it in up here. We're hoping that the locker rooms we could get up and going as soon as possible. But that's why we're remodeling these ones earlier, so we moved to these locker rooms and use those. And then with this, we're moving into kitchen 2 that's in this area. So the kitchen would actually operate out of there. So we're kind of working on a plan right now and gonna put that out to bid too, to get that kitchen fully up and running and operational, so we can have that during the school year. Otherwise, we leave just the kitchen here, but we demo the rest and then demo that later. Doesn't make sense. So hopefully this will work out. The health inspector has been said it's good, so forth.
So you're not gonna have a realistic kitchen in here for a whole year?
No, they have a kitchen. They have
No,
2
but
kitchens.
they're tearing that one down.
But they have a second kitchen
We
that
have-
has,
We have a second kitchen.
yeah, it has exhaust fan, it has a sink
Is that
there.
the back side of the home ec room?
Exactly.
Oh.
So we have to move the dishwasher in there, we'll have to move the appliances in there, but
Oh.
You see the problem.
Yeah.
Oh. So,
It'll be cozy.
oh boy, that little kitchen, they're gonna have to work on it for a whole year.
Yeah, the plan is to take the walk-in cooler from here, the walk-in freezer from Rhode
walk-in
Island,
freezer and freezer.
tuck that into right there. So
Outside,
we
We're gonna
finally
build
have
a
a
little
use for that.
plywood shelter and,
Yeah.
They're gonna be inconvenienced for a year.
Well, and you know what, we started off the year,
15 months.
when staff came back, just saying, you know what, this is gonna be irksome, it's gonna be frustrating, but in the end, this is gonna be a nice product, and everybody kind of understands that.
so we're gonna spend the money to fix that one up, basically, somewhat.
the health inspector
Makes it
actually
fun.
really limited, so it's really greening, venting and plumbing for the dishwasher. Making sure that exhaust fan works fully, which I think we already have, and we're good there. And then, so it's just demoing out like all the wood stuff in there. So there's wood cabinets, we'll have to take all that out. And then we're just moving all the existing appliances that are in the current kitchen and their prep tables and everything and moving it in there. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like super cheap. There is gonna be an impact on it, but it's not gonna be huge dollars.
But it would be better spent than leaving the old kitchen and then coming back and demoing
Yep.
it later. That
Yep.
would be-
I think
More
you're gonna have more of an impact there. And you're also gonna have more of an impact with your schedule of trying to get everything done.
Be better to get it all demoed. at
Yep.
one time.
And I'm hopeful that we could hopefully get this up and running sooner, so that way all the summer programs that happen here, like, can they come in here to eat and then they walk down, because we'll be possibly under construction, in that area. Because this purple area overall is, if you see spring 25 through fall 26. And when it says fall 26, that's at the start of school, not not real fall.
Okay.
So, just so you guys are aware, that is gonna be a huge portion. The demo alone is probably gonna be all summer.
That's a big project.
Yep, and before they can even demo it, it's a lot of abatement that we have to do as well. So then at zone 5 down here, this is what we call our summer slam. We'll do this over next summer. And it's all this area in yellow would be done. And then zone 6, I just wanna call out that this one, so we'll start that next summer. And we hope to have it done by, let's say, late winter, and open it up again. But we have to, you can kind of see these little squares that are right here. They're big structural columns. Like, we had hoped to turn this over like Thanksgiving, Christmas, but now we have to add these huge structural columns. That's gonna delay us to get this fully turned over by that time. So we're hoping February, March, that we'll have that turned over. So right now, we're talking about how we're funneling kids, to go over here, because this will be shut down in the school year.
Go to Rob's shop.
You want to be the one to tell them?
No,
Expect everything to be completed like end of 26, is that kind of the
Right
goal?
before school year starts in 26.
26.
Yep. And then, so then the last one, which would be summer 26, would be this whole middle area. So remember that tent kitchen is here. So, and then this is a current school office. And I mean, even this, we could possibly start earlier. If you think about it, once that's open, we could just start demoing inside. You know, there's possibilities here. And then the media center, I don't think there is a ton actually happening in the media center, but all of this would be done. We're gonna utilize this as a cafeteria until this point, you know? And then whatever we decide for up here would happen, and then at the choir room.
And in Bird Island, what?
Oh, and then, sorry, down here as well. And down here, I mean, the big thing here is this one classroom turns into bathrooms down here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's windows, and I believe it's lighting retrofit, that's all
And-
that happens in there.
And the bleachers in there too?
The bleachers are actually being switched out this fall.
Okay.
I think the only thing that's in there is the lighting retrofit. And then Bird Island, sorry, I don't have a board for Bird Island,
Yeah.
but I mean, the plan, so our thoughts are after they get all the demo done in here, hopefully that same demo contractor will go to Bird Island and start doing in the area we're keeping. Pretend this is.
Okay,
So the area that we're gonna keep, they start the demo work in there. We have noted that the small gym needs to be completed by October 31st, and that is due to dance starting, and that's where they will utilize. All the new lockers need to be completed by December 12th. So then December 15th, we would start the remodel of the old locker room, which is downstairs. And then that turns into, I believe, a maintenance room. That would happen, and then the demo of the buildings on the east side would all happen, start December 15th. That would give us quite a bit of
December
time to do a
15th of
lot of
what?
abatement and a lot of mold abatement that needs to happen before we can even demo.
December 15th of
Of
25.
25. And then the plan is that all work would be done in Bird Island, including the demo of the building by April 3rd, and then the civil work would happen, you know, where they're gonna do it as a gravel parking lot and so forth, facade and vestibule work would happen April 6th and all complete by July 31st, 2026 for Bird Island. So that one is like 13 months, really, plenty.
Okay.
Which could actually tighten up a little once we have some numbers in and we actually sit down with the contractors.
Now, the bids on September 10th will be for all phases, or is
Yes.
it? It is.
It is all of it.
Okay.
And we have 25 work scopes, basically. We have Bird Island demo standalone, Olivia demo standalone, and then work scope 1 is general construction, and then it just goes into a whole bunch of other.
So as far as Bird Island, other than the bathrooms we're talking about, and then of course the gym, so the fall 25, spring 26, that's the new locker rooms, and then what else is happening over there?
Bathrooms.
So
Bathrooms, and that's,
the locker, the gym, there's gonna be a theater room. I mean, it's all getting remodeled over there, the west side of it.
Yep.
So it is a pretty significant remodel. The only portion that's really staying is like the concessions and the gym.
but like
Same,
the
but-
old, like the media center and those classrooms that down there, those are basically being untouched, aren't they? Or they
No, they're
changed?
gonna put a wall in there so that they separate the part of the library that's lower, that'll actually be separated off, and then that'll be like storage for theater, I believe.
I believe so.
So why aren't we demoing like the old park first over there?
Because we had to move all the power and everything is in the old part of the building, so we have to get that moved over. And then there's also really long lead time for all that switch gear and everything. But the interior work that we're remodeling at Bird Island, it's June 2nd really through December 15th. I mean, beside the old locker rooms, that's the only thing that will go after December 15th. So that whole area will be nice and pretty, and it's the buildings next to it that will be being worked on and removed.
yeah, there's pretty much a whole new east wall along the whole thing.
Yeah, it's getting, all metal panels put on it. And then the parking lot and everything.
So bid package one, I mean, so we're good on that, right? I mean, this is the final, there's no other unexpected surprises.
There's a couple in here that we don't have, cost on, so we're still waiting for the boiler room door. We had to remove it to get, the storage tanks put in and stuff, so we'll have there. I'm waiting for, line 24, 23 and 24. Those, I'm hoping we can get some credits.
Okay.
From, this contractor, but they also did a lot of other work that was not scoped. You know, like where we're putting the electrical pipes in down the hallway, by the locker rooms. They had to disconnect sprinklers to be able to put those in and then reconnect them, so you guys are, from a life safety standpoint, okay. We had to do some
ceilings that we didn't, or wasn't scoped, I guess, that like,
that's
the
in
sprinkler heads weren't turned around.
Oh, yep,
So like, once we took the ceiling out, you have to flip the sprinkler head to go up and turn it on full, so it can cover the whole area. So when those heads are in there, they're only supposed to go like 7 feet. But now that that ceiling's out, it's gotta cover from the top down, from the deck down. So, I mean, one area, for instance, is the new panel room. We took the ceiling out in there and all the heads were down and, it's, I mean, something we had to
So that's like a code thing.
get up
that
to
you
code.
remodeled,
Exactly. I
yeah,
mean, the
okay.
inspector would have said something about it.
All right.
and so there's some costs that we are still waiting to come in.
But we're talking $10,000-$20,000 type stuff,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So we're pretty
I'm hoping
safe.
so. Yes.
Yeah, I should.
Okay.
Let me see what else I have. Talked about bid opening, that's everything I have on.
Any other questions before we do a little walk?
Walk around, turn the camera back.
Any questions from you guys on anything I went through? Anything with impact to?
So far, good job.
Yeah,
Very good.
You've been great to work with. I appreciate the communication and easy people to talk to.
How's he been to work with?
You want me to
You
leave the
know,
room? I can leave
it's
it.
regular.
No, it's all good.
And then our site super, he's on another school that's just finishing up, so he actually will be on site here starting soon. For sure, by the time whenever we get the permit and we actually start that work, he will be on site.
There'll be 2 of us running around here.
So when is it? The opening bids are on September 10th,
September 10th.
September 10th. Yeah.
and anybody can go,
Anybody can go.
and it's at max.
And
Yeah.
it sounds like we had pretty good interest.
Yeah, so we just use our bidders list, you know, and I weed through it like, do we want this person on here, whatever. We put out to 719, is it? And 700 people have downloaded it so far. Now, with that said, they downloaded it. Did they look at it? Are they actually doing it? I'm not sure. Like my assumption in my past construction experience is it's usually been, I would assume 100 to 200 of those people will actually supply it.
So a quarter to a third.
There's been a lot of people though that have reached out and said, can I get on the bidders list? Can I get added to, you know, and then we give them access to the Procore, to the bidding and stuff. So I feel like we should have good coverage. We have to start doing our homework and actually start making like calls to all these people. Are you bidding? Just to make sure we're covered in all of our scopes. I know that there's some people at Nexus right now that are calling for mechanical, plumbing, and sprinkler to make sure we're covered there.
Good.
But I mean, we have 2 demo people that I know are really interested. He said he's a local, but then he mentioned he's from Litchfield. So I don't know if he was from here and he works in Litchfield now. I don't know, but he's very interested in this. Like, he's like bugging us, going, "Well, what did you have budgeted for demo?" I'm like, I can't tell you.
The guy
So-
the one from Litchfield is the one that did Sacred Hearts. A
D,
guy from one.
D- DM,
DCR, ERC, something like
I don't remember who it was.
and there was
They're from
another guy
Litchfield.
too here that was very interested in just the demo portion.
Okay.
Which is good. I mean, that's gonna be a nice hefty one right there.
I've walked Bird Island with them multiple times now, showing them around, showing them areas where getting demos and stuff, so. Lots of interest. They
I didn't
wanna
know there was
the
a
ins
pool
and outs.
there.
Yeah.
I just found that out today. I was like, there's a pool there? There's a lot of pools in the school district.
So I think to wrap up our facilities meeting, I think our biggest discussion thing is then, it would be on alternates, if there's money to do an alternate. But I guess nothing would be decided on that until we see the bids and then
See where we land.
see where we
budget-wise.
land and. Yeah, so I don't think we have any recommendation or anything really to make, do we? Anybody have anything they wanna?
No.
We have some board members here, so. Okay, good, let's do a little walkthrough.
So
of your
what?
lot.
Nobody's online,
Just one that
So
kept popping in and out.
9 AM is for building envelope at Max's, and then 10 AM